Transformers 1. Before I'll give you my take and my rating about this film, I'll give you my plot summary. This film follows the origin story of D16 and Orion Pax, two figures in the franchise. Set on a planet Cybertron years ago, it sets into a time before they were turned sworn enemies as Optimus Prime and Megatron. That's the plot of this movie. I'll give you my spoiler-free review. Dude, this is a Transformers movie we have all been waiting for, and it's a surprising movie of 2024, at least for me. When it was first announced years back then, after Rise of the Beast, I was excited and skeptical because I was excited that this could be an animated movie. It sets up on Cybertron, and it's an important part of Transformers history as this will be an origin story between Orion Pax as Optimus Prime and D16 as Megatron. However, I was skeptical because the quality or the story I might be worried about, and also the casting as Chris Hemsworth as Orion Pax. It might look like a Super Mario Brothers movie problem, like with Chris Pratt as Mario or Brian Tyree Henry as D16, similar to Charlie Day as Luigi. But as it turns out, I really like it. It's surprising. I love this a lot on my rewatch because the story is finally well written here in a Transformers movie. The action set pieces were amazing. The character development, every characters were like Transformers. Their arcs were amazing. Nothing exposition down here. Every part of the third act, or I would say first, second to third act, they were great all the way to powerful. And it was impactful, every part, every piece, the way this film is progressing. The direction and the vision of Josh Cooley into these scenes, every scenes of the movie, really great. And I'll give you my rating today. Okay, so when it comes to Transformers 1, I'll give it the action 4 stars. This is one of the greatest parts of this movie as the action was engaging and much more creative as how the Transformers can actually fight, and the way they transform into some of the rare scenes that we've seen. Something really great to see that on screen, especially how they fight in the third act. Comedy of this movie, I'm giving it 2.5 stars. Once the movie starts with the rhythm of Orion Pax and D16's friendship bond, it starts getting you laugh a lot, especially when meeting B-127. Keegan-Michael Key's B-127 can make you laugh in some certain aspects without being too much cringy or forced. Story of this movie, surprisingly, I'll give it 4.5 stars. This is a powerful piece of this entire movie as we can explore through the first and second act. We really explored the origin story of Orion and D16 and other characters that we've seen on Cybertron. But the third act is so powerful, it was so emotionally resonant and so impactful that it's really felt sad and heartbreaking as we've seen them turning into iconic figures that we once knew on screen. And when I actually saw the fallout between Orion and D16, it was so emotional. You couldn't help but feel sad because their character arcs were really well done. The quality is powerful even more. Suspense, I'll give it 3 stars. Once the journey Orion and D16s go along as the story progresses, you will see once their beliefs and something that might become tragic. But the third act will make it even more edge on your seat moment as we will see they divided into something that becoming much more sadder than you might expect for this film. And pacing of this movie, I'll give it 3.5 stars. No exposition parts of this movie. There are no subplots, no boring scenes, no cringy scenes or whatever. It's just balanced well. The action sequences or action set pieces were really fluid and nicely done. The character development were extremely well done. The quality is very high and the story was really set up. Something like greater? No, it's perfectly paced. This is something that we need to see more in the future movies. For casual viewers in Transformers world, I'll give it an A. For moviegoers, especially Transformers fans, I'll give it an S. And critically, I'll give it an A. At long last, Transformers 1 is not only the best Transformers movie ever since the Transformers the movie, or Transformers Bumblebee, or Transformers Dark of the Moon, or perhaps Predacons Rising, but it's one of the best modern animated movies in this entire year so far. It might be rivaling with DreamWorks' The Wild Robot, but among all else, this is a surprising movie of the year with a surprising in-depth, great character development, great storytelling, and great action set pieces that did not forget the quality of this entire franchise has known for. Josh Cooley, you have the touch and the power of this one, and I believe this could be a great start to launch the entire animated movie trilogy after this one. Definitely a must-need or must-see in theaters. I'll give it a 10 out of 10, and holy promise, this definitely be a Sonic Frozen fan guaranteed.